This genius Etsy seller turned a pandemic disaster into a killer income and now makes over $175,000 a year from only 24 items, all drop shipped with print on demand. Let's see how she does it.
But first, I'm Jess at Insights by Jess. I dig deep into what makes Etsy stores successful and where they can improve so that you get the full 411 on what's really selling and why. Let's jump in. What a great business idea. This Etsy store is so awesome. I am excited about this video. This store is helping people. It's just absolutely dripping in good vibes, and as if that in itself was not enough, she is raking in the cash. So really reinforces that idea that if you do good things will come to you. So I love this store. I'm really loving the whole premise of this store. This store is called Unbroken Mama, and she sells affirmation cards for mental health, wellness, and faith. So before we jump into what she sells and why this is so awesome, let me give you my quick disclaimer. I'm not affiliated with Etsy. I am not affiliated with the store or the seller. I do not endorse these products, and this is my own independent review. So now that I've got that out of the way, let's take a peek at this store. She has 25 listings, which is not very much at all. And considering that there's only 25 listings, she has almost 12,000 sales, which is absolutely amazing. I absolutely love this. Her branding is simple, it's very clean, and it's easy to see when we scroll down her storefront here what she is selling and how amazing these products are. As you can see, these are very popular. She's got a lot of these items. These are pregnancy and birth affirmation cards, for example. These are 20 people have this in their cart. 20 people have her little wooden card holder. That's so cute in their cart. So that's a great upsell opportunity. She also has healthcare worker affirmations. Over 20 people have that in their cart. Teacher affirmations, mental health affirmations, just a general set of those. And she is really just killing it with a limited amount of products. So this is also a print-on-demand store, which means that she is outsourcing these products. She is designing them, and someone else is actually printing and selling them, or well, printing and shipping them, excuse me. That brings me to her story, which I also fell in love with. I absolutely love the seller and her story. So she actually lost her job from a local printing company in the pandemic. So in early 2020, when we were all dealing with quarantine and everything was shutting down. She says clinical depression and generalized anxiety are a part of her daily life. So positive affirmations are important to her. They're something she uses frequently every day. So when she lost her job in the pandemic, she began designing and printing these cards so that not only could she do something that had helped her to work on her mental health and her wellness, she was able to help other people as well. And so that's really what I love about this store, and what I love about her story is that she took her own personal journey and she used it to help others. And I think that something like that is pretty rare and pretty special and really admirable. So scrolling down here, I do want to point out that she does have listed here a print-on-demand drop shipper. That is the person that is actually producing the cards and printing them and shipping them when she makes the sale. So she is not printing these herself, which is even better because that means she can focus on the designing aspect, and for the most part this is a relatively passive income. Speaking of passive income, let's dig into her store stats. I've already mentioned that she has almost 12,000 sales here. She has been open since 2020, actually November of 2020. She got her first feedback, so it did take her some time to build this store and start getting sales. She has an average product price of $30 here, and I'll show you why that is in a minute because these do say $19.97, but the average price is actually about $30. And with those numbers in mind, that puts her average approximate average approximate, that puts her approximate annual sales at about $178,000 a year. Now that's not accounting for growth. That is just equally splitting her sales amongst the time she's been open. So that is a conservative estimate. I feel a little bit like a recorder when I say that, but I do want to stress I don't really know how much money these sellers are specifically making. I can do the math. I can make a pretty educated guess, and I do have my little competitor store profits calculator here that I'm able to kind of look at and use. I must have this open somewhere, but I can use this calculator and see kind of how much a store is making with that. So that does help me kind of make an educated guess for the most part into what their income actually looks like. So that's pretty impressive, $180,000 a year by helping people, by spreading beautiful phrases, beautiful affirmations out into the world. So now that we have a good idea of what she sells and why she's selling it, let's take a look at one of her best-selling listings here. First of all, I really love this product. It's for teachers. It's teacher affirmation cards, and it does have the little bestseller tag. It is selling for $19.97, and if we scroll down, we can see that it does cost $5 to ship these. When we take a look at her title here, we can see it's pretty short. So I'm going to jump back over into my success workbook here, and I'm going to put it in my title, my test title maker here. She's only using 88 characters in her title. There's a total of 140 characters that you can actually use. So she's using a little more than half of the available space. So she could definitely get some more keywords in there. She could be using words like maybe positivity or positive or meditation, things that are more closely affiliated with these affirmation cards. People often use them to meditate, or they use them for positive thinking. There's definitely an opportunity there to improve her SEO in her title. Looking at her tags down here, she does have some pretty good variety in her tags. She has teacher affirmation cards, teacher affirmations, new teacher gift, which I absolutely love because she's encouraging the idea that this could be a gift for a teacher. And I have 5 kids, so I love to give unique gifts and personalized gifts. And I run out of ideas after a while. My oldest is almost 21, so I've been through quite a few different types of gifts. So this is beautiful. I would definitely buy this for my kids as teachers. I love this idea. And then she has positive affirmations. Whoops, I did not mean to click that. And then she has positive affirmations as a keyword. So that would definitely be something she can add up here into the title. If I scroll down to look at the rest of her keywords below here, we see encouragement, mental health, teacher appreciation. That's also something she could very clearly add to the title that would really help for driving those gifts, because we buy gifts for Teacher Appreciation Day. New teacher, she's using her store name as a search term as well. So that tells me she probably has social media and she types these out on social media or shows these products on social media. She has a thoughtful gift here, which I think is really clever. And in general, her use of tags is really well done. I love the tags that she's using. Let's take a peek at her photos, because her photos are also really well done. She has really clear images. They're very simple images. I love how she shows it in the little wooden card stand, and then underneath it says the card stand is sold separately. That's a great way to upsell and increase that average cart price. She has another simple, clear image, very different examples here of the cards and what they look like, and all of them really do a great job of showing the beauty of the card itself. So as we scroll through here, we just get a really great feel for the cards, and we do get a little bit more attached to these cards because they are just absolutely lovely. Looking at her description here, and before we get to the description, I do want to point out that if you buy 2 of these, if you spend more than $35 in her store, you do get free shipping. So that is great. That does also help increase the price of the cart for people who want to save $5. They can just get another set of cards. Looking at her description now, She says she designed this set of affirmation cards specifically for teachers, arguably some of the most important people in our world. I totally agree with this. I love this idea. I love that she includes the little story down here about being raised by a teacher, married to a teacher, teachers in the family. This is absolutely wonderful. The only thing I would really suggest is that instead of, or maybe above this particular sentence, have an upheel sentence that includes more of those keywords. So she does have words like affirmation cards and teachers in here, but there's definitely room for improvement. She could have a sentence about these affirmation cards make the perfect gift for teachers. They help you, whatever, blah, 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 blah. So just something that has a little bit more emotion behind it, as well as the words gift. Always include a word like beautiful or perfect or wonderful or something with some emotions behind it to kind of help your buyers get attached to that product and get excited about that product. Otherwise, I love her description. It's pretty well done. She does say, why she made it and what she hopes people will use it for. She notes that she prioritizes sustainability, more information about using the cards, and then down here she has the actual specs of what comes in the card. So it's 20 cards, One Direction cards, how big they are, how thick they are, etc. And then she says wooden stands sold separately in shop section card stands. This is a great opportunity to add a link here. She could easily say wooden stands sold separately here and then have the link to that section so that people are not going back to the storefront. So this is probably interrupting people's flow because they're not as likely to go back to her store and search through her store as they are to just click on a link. So that's a little opportunity for growth there as well. Other than that, she has done a really excellent job of putting this listing together. It's very impressive. Another thing that she's kind of losing out on is that she does not have any sort of sales going on her store. So if she adjusted her pricing a little bit to include a sales and discounts feature, that would help her as well, and it would help add a little bit more urgency to that purchase. So let's take a look at another one of her listings that I really love. This is a general set of mental health affirmation cards, and again, this looks like a short title. It doesn't look as short as the last one, but it does look a little bit short here. I'm going to check that out. So 130 characters. So it is actually about 10 characters short. That's not a lot, but it is a few words that you could get in here. So she does have more variety in this title than in the last one. For example, she does use mental health, affirmation, mindfulness, meditation, stress relief, depression, anxiety relief. So a lot of these words like meditation, mindfulness, that were maybe missing from these teacher affirmation cards in this really, really short title here, she has them in this title here. So this one was a little bit better put together. This is a better title. She has also more amazing images. I love the images. They're more simple than the teacher cards. There's not as many. If we look at the teacher cards, she has more of the props. She has more of the things in the photos with the cards that make the cards look a little bit more visually appealing. These are more simple. The focus is more on the cards directly themselves, but they are still nice photos. They do still capture the feeling of the cards, the beautiful artwork she has on the cards, very simple, very minimalistic looking, but also just peaceful and encouraging. And I love that. Her tags are also well done on this one. She has affirmation cards, mental health, positive affirmations, affirmation, self-love, positive affirmation cards, stress relief, mindfulness, affirmations, not affirmations. What am I thinking? Positive is a word that she does not have up here. It does not say positive anywhere. So she could definitely add that into those 10 spaces there, and that would fill in the rest of her title. She also has some tags down here. Let's take a quick peek. Okay, affirm card. I love that because if people don't know how maybe to spell affirmations or they get stuck, this can still pop up. Positive affirmation, positive thinking, thoughtful gift again is on here. I love that she's included some variety here, and mental health gift, things like that are not quite as common, things we might not think of, that really specify what type of product this is and really hone in on her niche. So I think that is really well done. And I love how she has done a great job with her consistency of her look, consistency of her brand. If we go back to her storefront here, we can see a lot of consistency in her designs. Even though she has different designs, these are note cards, these are for motherhood, these are for healthcare workers, these are for teachers. So she has different targets for each of these sets of cards, but the relative design, the design aspect overall is pretty similar. It's pretty uniform, and it really probably helps her design them more quickly and with less effort, but it also keeps that consistency and that peaceful, calming vibe to it as well. I also love that this is essentially a drop shipped item, so she has more free time to focus on creating new designs. So she is really trying to be intentional about who would benefit from these cards and creating a set specifically for those people. So being able to set this store up as a print on demand store does allow her more time to focus on the design aspect and really be intentional with her products and intentional with her store. And the best part of that is that she's able to help more people by doing so, because essentially this is a product that is out there really helping people. So I just love that. I'm really excited to see where she goes from here. She has so much potential for growth, especially if she changes those couple of little opportunities for SEO, increasing there. But if creating cards isn't your style, and maybe you're looking for something that's a little more, I don't know, hilarious, maybe not safe for work, maybe you should definitely check out this hilarious candle store that is making well over $100,000 a year. That could easily be a print on demand drop shipped niche. So see that video here.